This is the fourth and final episode in this series about our Amtrak train trip in early May 2022. The travel was 4 days on 2 trains, watching the variations of landscapes drift by. Bedroom A has a different layout from the other bedrooms. Although the beds are the same size as the ones in the other bedrooms, the floor space is less. Bedroom A has a less than 90-degree square corner at the passageway and vestibule wall. To make the bathroom fit, the A bathroom is turned 180 degrees and set closer to the chair, thereby reducing chair to bathroom distance by approximately 10 inches. The bathroom door of bedroom A opens towards the passageway. In the other bedrooms, the bathroom door opens towards the outside window. Also, the sink and counter are reversed. Okay, so we've been on train number 5, the Zephyr, from Chicago heading westward. On this trip, we're in a bedroom, but we are in a bedroom A, and it's not the same as the other bedrooms, B, C, D, and E. Because if we will note, first of all, the bathroom door faces the hallway. The other thing that we encountered is there's a peculiar angle if we look around the hallway here. Coming back this way, looking into the room, not quite all that apparent, but the room is, we've measured it, approximately 10 inches in difference. Wow. So there are gains and losses. Let's take a look down here at the way the bathroom door opens. Okay. There's room to get in and out. Also room to put shower shoes and a few things down there. But there's no place to put any luggage. If we come around the sink side, notice that on this type A, sinks are reversed from the E's. Still got the same size cabinetry. We'll come around, we'll look at Jane sitting in the chair. Chair's the same size, but you'll notice on her side, where she just put her arm, there's no space between the arm and the wall. I mean, there's a little space under the arm, but not enough to slide in a narrow suitcase. There's lots of room underneath the chair to slide a small bag, but this is where you lose the space. Again, if I can get time later on, I'll show you where this comes out pretty close to there, and there's just enough room for people with skinny legs to walk through. The convenience factor is if you need to use the sink, at least you can sit on the bed and have the sink up here, right? As to the last time, you had to sit over here and there wasn't enough room off the edge of the bed. Okay, the bunk is down. The bed has been moved out to the width of the mattress. And we'll notice the space between here, measured it out. I do have another section here where I show you the tape measure. But let's try to show you what it's like. I'm going to put my leg and my knee in here. Yeah, turn sideways or just kind of crawl across the bed. That's probably the better way to get out of this thing. Okay, the vent, which is next to the door is closed right now with the curtain pulled. But the vent that you see in the overhead up here It blows air out into the room and sort of towards the wall of the bathroom. Last night did not feel any air blowing onto the pillow. Fortunately, during quiet hours, the loudspeaker, nobody's yelling in there announcing arrivals and departures. So during quiet hours, that's not a bother. We have a modified cabin, modified in the sense that it's different than what we had previously on the City New Orleans trip. Call your attention to this light. Not a very bright light, but also a very good night light, especially if you're in the upper bunk. So here's something curious about the shower. There's a step 1, set your temperature. Step 2, push the button. Okay, what I found on both this train and the one we rode a couple days ago, the City of New Orleans, if I move this handle, water is going to come out of the shower head. So I have no idea what the button does. So that's 2 different shower arrangements, 2 different trains. Again, turn the handle and the water will start coming out. Now what I found is early in the morning, if I let it run about 30 seconds, eventually I get to the hot water temperature I need. So I still don't know what this is for. This push the button thing here. Please keep in mind that things change. Operating procedures, product offerings, schedules, many things could have changed between the time of the travel and the viewing of this video. Dining car table seat 4, maybe 6 if people sit shoulder to shoulder. On the California Zephyr, a few passengers offered to share tables with people with whom they were not familiar. Reservations were made by time slots. If a time slot was full, then a waiting list was made. Announcements called names as tables were cleared. A few days before your travel, ask Amtrak which meals will be served and at what time. A train departing at 2 p.m. from a terminus station may not serve a dining car meal until 5 p.m. The City of New Orleans had flexible dining. Bare tables, no tablecloths, plastic flatware, microwave-safe plates, cold beverages in bottles and cans. The California Zephyr had traditional dining. Tablecloths. Most beverages served in a cup. Metal flatware. Traditional dinnerware. Each table had a rose and a bud vase. Beverages on demand may not be available at all times. It was suggested to us that we take away several beverages at the end of our scheduled dining car meals. Check with the sleeper car attendant for the schedule of when morning coffee is available at the service counter across from the roomette restroom on the upper level of the sleeping car. Be aware that a sleeping car attendant may not act immediately to your request if all the sleeper car rooms are occupied. We have no complaints about Amtrak people. Telephone ticketing people, check-in desk, baggage handlers, all were courteous and efficient. The front desk people at the Chicago Metropolitan Lounge were observed managing a loud, demanding, and maybe confused passenger with poised and calm composure. Car attendants on both trains were knowledgeable in answering questions and precise and firm about details of rules. dining car staff efficiently operated with the moving grace of a ballet. If a train arrives late, it will remain at a station only as long as needed to assist debarking and embarking passengers. If a train arrives early, it will not leave until the published departure time. From conversations with passengers who gave the impression of having correct knowledge, I was told that car attendants, dining car and cafe staff stay with their train from terminus to terminus. Engineer and conductor crew need to be familiar with their territories and may change about every 6 to 8 hours. From my observations, all this could be true. This was a trip of leisure. There was no interest in attempting to travel on a tight schedule. I agree with the advice of others who have traveled with Amtrak. Do not plan a train trip with tight schedules. Have a next day plan just in case you encounter a delay. By the published Amtrak schedules and past performance records, the 3 hours and 15 minutes layover in Chicago was in the comfortable range, but we still had an alternate plan just in case we missed the connection. We selected Sacramento as the debarkation point to have flexibility of reasonable choices of a hotel stay, meals, and flights home the next day. The travel was for 4 days on 2 trains. There were stops, some long, some for a few moments. Mostly we were watching a moving accumulation of landscape images. For this trip, the journey was the destination. Thank you for watching.